Hulahan's, it's hump day, and Johnny's going all Aloha shirts now. Just rubbing
Yes,
it in every
you
day.
you made me feel bad, Danny. I tried to go more casual, but you're right, man. Boots on the
Just
ground, got
show
to
them
wear the
off.
Aloha shirts.
Show them off.
Got
Wear them
so
all the
many of
time.
them, right?
Heck yeah. If I roll up an
Yep.
Aloha shirt, it looks kind of funny in Hong Kong.
So today's designer is actually a super entrepreneur from Thailand, and he runs a business out of the Hyatt Regency in Kaanapali, Maui. And
Mm,
he's from Thailand. The true business is golf. And so he has kind of like, one of those interactive golf simulator type of arrangements that's in
okay.
there.
Yeah.
And then he started creating these Aloha shirts, they're polo shirts for golf. But
Mm.
YO Maui, Maui, Yo Maui.
Yo,
Gives a
Maui.
lot of money. Yeah, he's doing a lot with Hale Makua. I saw him kind of tie himself to them. That's one of our elderly homes, Kupuna homes. So I like the way that he's headed there. So yeah, Yo Maui gang. It's got
Yeah,
some
there
cool
it
ones
is.
on there, man. I saw
All
one that he
about
did
golf.
for the junior golf club for Maui. It's got some of the Eva birds on it, her traveler
Hmm,
bird, which is such a powerful symbol. I may have to have the wife buy that one for me, Danny.
pretty cool. Lots
Yeah.
of fun. If you're interested in Aloha shirts, not sure which one to get, you want to get a gift for your significant other, let Johnny know. He'll go shopping. He'll go
It
shopping.
is one of my it is
Part-time
one of my weird
stylist, part-time
yes. Cook,
cook, part-time surfer.
full-time surfer, Danny. Don't get it twisted.
I don't know. Some days, Johnny, you're like, nah.
Today was one of those days, man. So I love surfing, but some days where I'm kind of gambling in my head that it's not going to be so great, I do go through this mental battle of should I just stay here in bed and start like reading some crap or should I go surfing? So it is difficult still sometimes, even though I love mornings, some days it's tough to kind of go and see.
Well,
And the
it's
problem is
also because the surf is not there sometimes, so you're
that's
disappointed.
well, that's it. So it's like it's a an hour round trip basically for me to figure it out, right? I got to
Yeah.
go 20 minutes into town, maybe 15 because it's 5 in the morning and nobody's on the road. And then I got to wait till it's light enough for me to see, and then I make the choice. And then if it's junk, then I got to come back up here, check Kapalua just in case, Ironwoods, and then I go home. That's how it goes,
Full
man.
schedule. Full schedule.
Yep.
So talking about you, Monday we
Yeah.
kind of gave a little bit of my story, how I got into
Yep.
real estate, why I'm in real estate, what does it look like. Let's
Yep.
talk about you a little bit today. So
Yeah, man.
born and raised on the
Yep.
islands,
Yep.
did a bunch of different
So
things growing up,
I
and
did.
then ended up in real estate.
It's actually a second career for me, if I'm really being truthful. So my first career would actually be hospitality, waiting tables. And I did push that particular career as far as I could go. I mean, I
Mm.
worked at every single fine dining joint at the particular time. A Nui Nui room when it was in existence. That was probably the finest dining. Ritz-Carlton. I mean, dude, the food that I would eat after work was insane. Venison, foie gras terrine, I mean, torchons, I mean, just fillets, because they would kind of par cook some stuff so that could be fast. Um, I did have to do some next level stuff there, man. Like one of the best dishes that I hated people when they would order it was salt crusted fish. So
Mm.
literally, they take salt, egg whites, crust the fish with that, bake it, keeps everything super moist. I would have to come to your table with a little cart, cut that bugger open. Then I would de-skin the fish for you right there. Then I'd fillet it. Then I'd put it on the plate, sauce it, sides. Bingo, bango. Give me your $200.
Wow, what an
So yeah,
experience.
there. Gerard's, Lahaina Grill. Man, I was in the Lahaina Grill, the video. Remember the
Mm.
channel here, the Maui Tourist channel that would just run all the time. And if they still run it, I'm sure I'm still on there. So that's what I was doing. And then we started having kids, right? Because here's the problem,
Mm.
Danny. I remember when Kahana Ridge, which sells for 2 million now on average, was selling for 400,000. And
Yeah.
at the time, I'm making 40 grand, right?
Mm.
Fine dining waiter, 40 grand. So how was I going to make that work at that particular time?
Tough.
So that was a story there. What takes us away from Maui is like I mentioned, so I keep trying to figure out what I'm going to do. So we're always heading to the mainland for me to go to school. I got a degree in dental lab technology. And then I found out that I needed 15 years of experience before I could start my own lab, and I would make minimum wage while I was doing this. So I should probably ask the important questions before the associate's degree.
Yeah.
So that is my degree, an associate's degree in dental lab technology, the equivalent of underwater basket weaving. Shall we agree? So yeah, man. So we head back to Arizona where the wife's from. True story though, I literally had just quit drinking and I'd been
Mm,
lying to the wife about it. And so truly I needed to get out of this environment. And at the time, Maui's probably one of the most darkest places in my life because
mm.
I just cannot, like, dude, waiting tables is a stressful job, and that's what I loved about it. I also love the fact that I got gratuities, commissions, so I didn't have a ceiling as to how much money I could make. It was my effort would sometimes show up in the gratuity, right? Not all the
Yeah.
time, but a lot of times, and I like that about the industry.
Yeah.
Um, so that's what I enjoyed there, but it was stressful, man. I mean, it is, and that I also like that because it was chaos in the kitchen, and then I'd come out close, fine dining, China, and it'd just be so pristine. I just love the duality of that.
Mm.
Um, so because it's so stressful, though, you tend to drink a lot, and so I'd always have the best
The after
intentions that
work.
tonight, yeah, I'm not gonna drink tonight, and then around 8:30, that thirst would hit. You'd start to pre-funk at work, and then just turn it on like right afterwards. My auntie owned one of the bars that I would frequent, and I would tell her later on in my life when I quit drinking, I was like, Auntie, I should have probably just taken my check and signed it over to you already every single time, just transfer the money easier to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, that takes us to Arizona, and I'm doing my best to go to school. I've got two kids. The wife has decided she's not going to work and she's going to take care of the kids, and I agreed to that. So I end up selling used cars for my wife's best friend's husband. And this
Mm.
is actually my foray into sales. And even though I'd done fine dining, because of the type of dining, I didn't have to interact a whole lot, and I was always kind of shy. And so when I look back, selling used cars got me out of my shell, and it also taught me a lot about that business. And it's true what you've heard about the industry. I mean, it is definitely not geared towards the client side. Um, and so it's during that time, though, that it's so painful to do that I start looking for other things. And it's actually because of that industry that I met somebody that I said, if that guy can do it, I can go do it. And he was selling new home sales. And so
Mm.
literally within a year of me getting and understanding what somebody else is doing in new home sales, I got licensed, and then I went out, and my intention was always to get into new home sales because again, I'm a father. So my
Yeah.
understanding from new home sales is they would pay me a draw and they would give me insurance. And then once I started closing the homes that were constructed, then I would get paid, pay back the draw, etc. So I knew I could float doing that. The wife's idea was she hated the car business so much because you worked so much. At the time, I'm working all weekends, and
Yeah.
dude, like if you're going to be smart about that industry, the hours don't matter because you don't get paid hourly. You get paid for
Mm.
sale. So I would
Mm.
literally go in with the mindset that I'm going to sit here until I sell a car. And
Mm.
so it just sucked. Now the wife's like, I'm home by myself with the two kids. You're not helping. And I'm like, yeah, but I got to make all this money. And so I'm stressed. So anyway, I get this opportunity, I get licensed, but the wife tells me she doesn't want me to go into new home sales. And so I do regular, what I call resale real estate, traditional
Mm.
residential real estate. Chewed up the savings within 6 months, did two transactions. And then that's when it was my wife's idea that I get into new home sales because she heard that I got paid a draw and that I got insurance that I could live off of this with the family. And I said, oh, you're so brilliant, honey. Let me give that a shot. But what was great, dude, is that during the time I was with Coldwell Banker, during the time I'm with Coldwell Banker, I meet somebody that ends up literally giving me a list of names to call with Pulte Homes, and I literally get hired because of that.
Mm.
So while I suck at cold calling, I actually made that one work for me.
There you
And
go.
Dave Jackson hired me. He's still a personal friend to this day. I'm forever grateful. So that's what gets me into real estate. We show up in Arizona 2002. By 2004, I'm licensed. I'm doing new home sales. 2005, dude, I mean, I'm just starting to crush it to where
Mm,
I'm paying taxes. The taxes I'm paying are now what I used to make back at home. So
mm,
just blown away. And I don't say that to be braggy, but man, just such a different life experience, you know?
big
But
change.
that was an interesting gig to learn how to survive on because you'd get all your payments in chunks. Like you'd
Mm,
literally make your entire year in like 3 months. So man, talk about trying to juggle that, figuring out how you're going to get the rest of the money throughout the year. So it's interesting times. Come around 2000, I felt the market start to change in 2006 there. All of a sudden, you didn't have the greed. 2008, man, it's cratering. I'm starting to get the foreclosures in my neighborhood. They're half
mm,
the price of the new home sale I'm trying to sell other people. So I saw the writing on the wall. Actually had my best year in new home sales in terms of like I was literally voted top salesperson in Arizona in 2008. I just share that with you because I was happy about that because it took work to do it. Whereas 2005, dude, I literally had people sleep overnight on the concrete in front of my sales office to buy homes because the market's so crazy at that time.
wow.
So yeah, from that, man, the next hit, much like it feels similar to COVID, where you have this boom market and then the hangover happens, right?
Mm,
So that's 2008. Great Recession comes in. Subprime is caused a whole lot of problems. We're doing nothing but bank owned. So that's what I transitioned to. I was an REO agent, real estate owned. Sold homes for Fannie Mae, Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, smaller players, Penny Mac. Um, just started doing that at a high level. It was crazy real estate, dude. I've done some stuff that I'll probably never ever see in real estate again unless I got involved in that. I dealt with
mm,
meth addicts, sleeping in the ADUs. I mean, just people that were violent. And my
mm,
wife was working right there with me, man. And what was
mm,
interesting is she was the person that would actually go and be the one that would knock on the doors, and she'd explain this thing that was called cash for keys back then. But our personalities were really made for it. I mean, she's a beautiful woman, but she's not a victim mentality, and she handled herself. Bought her little pink handled Smith and Wesson, and bro, we were off to the races, man. And it's actually that market, thankfully, going away that caused me to transition back home here. So
mm,
2014, July 3rd, I moved back home to Maui. At the time, solar is booming. And I'd connected with somebody that I knew through new home sales that was starting a solar business here. That's actually what kind of started the impetus. My daughter had also, she had taken the tests for Kamehameha schools, the schools for Native Hawaiian children. And so that also became like this kind of impetus as well. And while
mm,
she didn't get into it, she's a proud graduate of Lahaina Luna. Most people don't realize it. That is the oldest school west of the Mississippi. So
wow.
she's proud of that there. And then my two boys did get into Kamehameha schools. I did not get into solar when I came over here. It ended up being a different kind of sale than what I was originally told. I actually got involved in timeshare. And we've
Mm,
talked about this being Native Hawaiian. Sometimes you're poo-pooed on as being a realtor because you're selling off the Aina and causing all the prices to go up. And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't really work that way, but it's okay. You can have your opinions there. But because of that limiting belief, I got into timeshare first. And my first sale in timeshare, dude, at Hyatt Residence Club, 410 grand, paid me
mm,
11%. I thought, man, this is the promised land. It's going to be nuts. And from there on, the dream just went into the ditch. And I'm so grateful, man. It just wasn't me. I really, really never truly believed in the product. I get it. I mean, we have clients that own it. I have a lot of friends that own it. They love it. But for me, that's a logical person. Trying to sell it with logic is not how that product is sold. It is sold by flicking weird emotions like, Danny, if you don't buy this and go on vacation, your daughter's going to have a teenage pregnancy. That's what sells timeshare, Danny. It is the
mm,
fear of loss. So it's weird, man. And then finally, I wasn't in the sales industry any longer. I was doing something called quality assurance, which was basically me videotaping and audio taping 80-year-old people that owned a tremendous amount of points buying $100,000 worth of Maui points almost every single day. And then I
wow.
found out what my real job was when they came back and said, hey, that nice salesperson lied to me. I want to get rid of this. The company could go, well, look at this video where John's asking you all these important questions. And you said no. So I was basically the retention piece for this. And it was making me very, very unhappy in my personal life,
Hmm.
making 100 grand, working 4 days a week, going in at 10. So that's how I was selling myself. Oh, it's a lifestyle job. I get to surf. But man, I just hate it. It was soul sucking for me, man. And I'm
Wow.
watching all these dudes that I don't respect make a ton of money. And I'm just like, I had nothing to look up for because I was like, I'm never going to do that. So I'm never going to make that money. And I'm in this weird industry. And that's when I just Babe Ruth it. And a buddy of mine actually from high school came over and was like, dude, what are you doing? And like, why are you not doing what you really enjoy and why you love? And kind of like slapped me around the head. The wife, to her credit, had been telling me the same, but for some reason, I just needed to hear it from somebody else. You know what I mean? And I love my wife,
Hmm.
man. And I've told her, babe, I should have listened all the time. You've always been by my side there. But that's December 2019. Jump on board with you on the 808 team. 2020, was it January-ish of 2020?
Yep, sure was.
March of 2020, COVID hits. They shut us down.
Boom.
We are so considered like not needed. What was the word? Like, what was the special word
Non-essential.
for
Non-essential.
non-essential? So non-essential, you couldn't even do final walkthroughs. Remember that, dude? We were so
Now,
locked
now housing
down.
is so essential, huh? Kind of
Uh,
ironic.
It really is how it just flip-flopped and just became so strange.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll tell them the story another day about how you and I got together. But that's literally how I transitioned back into this, and I'm so grateful, man. I mean, this is what I
So what
belong
what is it that
doing.
you like about real estate? What is it that you get really excited about when we're doing deals, talking to
Yeah.
clients?
Well, so I appreciate you asking because you know my heart. You're with me all the time. But, I really enjoy a really, really difficult transaction more than anything.
Yeah.
I like having to be creative. I like working within human emotion. People don't realize this, but the true job of an excellent real estate agent is the management of emotions throughout the transaction. That's what you're really
Sure
there
is.
for. It really, really is. You're standing aside people, you have your hand on them, your hand around them, and you're just guiding. And you're explaining, here's what's going to happen next, and here's the different choices you have within this realm here. How do you want to move forward, right? Never telling, always just with them, informed decision. How do you want to
Yeah,
move forward? And then talking through repercussions. So I've always loved that. I truly love the advocacy, man. And
that's it.
my boy Blaze shot me over this weird personality test that he took, and then I found out you took it as well. And I was excited because when I took it, it said your personality is advocate. And so it just spoke so strongly to me. I've always been a champion for the underdog. I will almost always take the other side, no matter what it is, which is just kind of odd. And I'll always kind of take the minority stance just because I want to protect. And that's what I get off on doing. I mean, I really, really, really enjoy it. And I love the negotiations of it. I love just that feeling of not knowing, is this thing going to actually close, or what's going to happen. It's kind of sick in that
We've had a
way.
lot of a lot of interesting ones like that, right? A lot of
Oh,
nuances, a lot
dude,
of crazy things coming up. We'll talk about it sometime, but
we'll tell real estate stories, man. We have
yeah.
seen some stuff, but yeah. So, and then, I mean, dude, we make a nice living off of doing this because of the price range here. It's nice to be able to, for me, the money is only good for the good that money can do. So it's nice to be able to generate it. I also love the fact that in this industry here, I do have the ability of ratcheting up how much I don't want to work if I need to increase income as well. And I find freedom in that. And quite frankly, I don't see this as an industry that I have to retire from. I frankly don't really understand retirement. I see me doing this just maybe less.
Yeah,
And I can't tell you how many 80-year-old realtors that I know here that are still practicing real estate at a high level.
quite a few of
Um,
them.
and I love them. You know what I mean? And that's why they stay sharp and why are they doing it? It falls along with, a body in motion stays in motion, a mind in motion stays in motion. That's what I want to live. That's the lifestyle I want to continue living here on Maui, man. So I show you
That's what
how.
you told me. That's what you told me when we hooeyed up. You're like, I just want to surf and be on Maui until the day I go home and sell real estate. So
That's all I want to do, man.
that's what
Till
you're
the
doing.
day, till the day I pass. That would not be a sad thing. If somebody said, "Oh my God, that guy died at his desk doing his work. Not a bad thing,
Recording a
man. You know?
podcast.
Yeah, he was still doing the dang hula with Danny. The guy's
Just a
90
little
years
more
old.
groggy.
Yeah. I mean, he's a hologram now because we have technology, but I remember you two back in the day. So, yeah, man, I get off on it, you know? And another thing I get off on is like, it's such a crazy nuanced market for how tiny it is that you really
Yeah.
have to like dive in and do research. You see me do deep dives on properties. Like, I just get off on it, man. I do.
There's rarely a normal deal on Maui, truly. I mean, you think it's going to be so
It's facts.
simple, it's all
Yep.
cash, or it's a small loan with a fat down payment, and it's you just so many hoops, so many weird things, navigating, transferring utilities. I mean, you name it, something comes up and it's just funky.
It's the truth, man. And we've seen all of it. And yeah, that's my intention, dude, is to continue to live this Maui lifestyle as a realtor and help as many people as I possibly can and help my family. You know, I told my wife that what I felt that my role as a father is that my job is to create an environment where my kids can thrive and search and seek and chase after their own dreams, right? That's all you're supposed to do as a dad, man.
That's it.
And dads are probably the only people in the world that truly want you to do better and be better than you really are, you know? So, or than they were. Like
Yeah.
that's all I want. I want my kids to just kick my butt in life, man. I would be so happy. So, yeah,
Better than nice.
that's what's
Beautiful.
up.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
I think what they can glean from this is that you are always thinking. There's never a moment in any sort of transaction or conversation or search or idea where you're not thinking about all the possibilities and then you're coming, what about this? Or we could do this, or we could shift this around. I mean, it's like Tetris in your head all the time. It's like finding the ways that pieces could fit together and you're like, man, how did you fit that shape together? And this could go here and we could do this. And did they think about that? And I mean, that's the gift that you bring to the table, that people line up for, that people sign up for. So
Well, I
it's a
appreciate
fun
you saying
game.
that
It's fun
about
to
me.
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
You
me
know,
sweating sometimes with your Tetris.
well, I want to reflect on, so when I originally met you, I found out later on that you were the person that was this impetus for this whole bunch of tests that I need to take to join this particular team. And so that's like when I found out that information, I knew right then. I was like, this is the dude that knows what he's doing right here. And I remember the
Okay.
biggest thing that I took away from that test was they said John would make a horrible single agent.
Yeah.
And that's weird because I spend a lot of time by myself and spend a lot of time in my head, but I don't want to just do it by myself. And that's
Yeah.
why I love doing it with you. Like I love the fact that we're texting each other while we're on the phone and stuff and talking with somebody else or communicating by, some Zoom and we're still texting with each other. Like just to have somebody to bounce stuff off by, send an email like, hey dude, I'm gonna send this. You know what I mean? Like, dude, it's just been so eye-opening and so it's the it's an amazing partnership, man. I truly,
It
truly am
is.
blessed. I prayed about it. I literally did, and
Yeah.
God is good, man. You pray about it, you ask, he gives, and that's where we're at, dude. That is where you and I came together. So
That's it. That's the beauty of it. It's two's better than one for sure, and we have a lot of fun, and that's why we started this little show. This quirky, a
yeah.
little funky, different show. I mean, we're not showing all the sexy pictures of Maui and all the cool spots and all of that sort of thing. We just wanted to bring people in to the honest conversations that you and I have every day. We go back and forth all day long, text, call, email. What about this? Did you see this? Did you see this? Here's what's going on. This property ended up closing here. Did you see this happened? We're nonstop. So that's what we wanted to bring you, the listeners, Hulahans, just a taste of what professionals in this business talk about. What do we look at? What do we think about? What does it mean for you? What does it mean for our clients? What does it mean for our friends? What does it mean for the island? What does it mean for the future? And it's a nonstop game of Tetris back and forth about everything from food to economy to real estate to families to future to surf reports to turtles. You name it, we've talked about it. And with that, Johnny, should we jump in?
Let's do it, man. Let's do these numbers, dude. We're not seeing a whole lot of solds these days, Danny.
It's a snooze fest.
I'm hoping that this is where it's kind of feeling bottomy. for me, the bottom of any type of like kind of, real estate people consider it an investment, right? Is when they're so disinterested in it. Like that's when you know you're finally starting to get there. And it definitely feels like people just do not give enough about real estate. And and I'm seeing it because I'm like, that was the deal. And now it's even becoming more of a deal. And that's kind of telling me that the market still is drifting on the downward trend.
I think
Here we
it's
go.
also when you see that the agents are just totally baffled. I mean, we see it in our emails, we see it on social media. I mean, agents just don't know what to do right now. Like, they don't know how to price stuff, they don't know how to talk about things, they don't know how to look at things. Prices that they think are deals are not selling. I mean, we have some private chats with some of our colleagues, and some of the things they say, you're just like, everyone's like, huh? What? What's going on? Why is it like this?
So for me, Danny, like when it comes to pedigree of realtors, a lot of people want to know how many years you've been in the industry, right?
Mm,
And that can be a notable factor, but I'll tell you what, the real question you should ask is how many transactions you've done, because transactions are the only place that you actually get to learn.
yeah.
So, with that being said, though, I've been in this industry for such a long time. I've had to transition so many different ways, dude. I mean, I just spoke about it, right? Boom to bust cycle in Arizona, experienced it for myself. I got wiped out in 2009 personally, bro. I was carrying four pieces of real estate,
Mm,
absolutely had to give them all back by short sales. So, I mean, that's just kind of what we bring to the table here is the experience of having been through quite a few weird cycles. We've had to deal with them over here on Maui, boom and bust cycle of COVID. We're definitely in that hangover right now. I tell you, it would be a bloodbath if people didn't have those low rates. That is what's keeping the market held up, is the fact that people can continue to float. If that hadn't been the case, there would have been a flood of inventory hitting the market, in my opinion. So anyway, another thing that we bring to the table, I have probably well over 700 transactions under my belt. Yeah.
yeah, big time. I got a couple hundred. I don't know. Can't count them all.
There
In
you go.
Hawaii, Oahu, Maui combination. So we've seen a few things in a few different markets, and we're still learning something every day, every deal, every transaction. You're like, oh my gosh, did you know that? Did you see that? Nope. Learning.
I'm I'm still curious and hungry for more, man.
Yeah, forever learning. So here
So,
we go. Plantation
dude,
Estates, 400 days on market,
beautiful.
Johnny.
Beautiful lot, man. 2 acres, 1,750,000. Nobody wanted it for 1,950,000. This is how Mary operates, though, man. She picks her price and she kind of holds long and hard. Typically has a lot of days on market and still managed to sell. That's a
What a
beautiful lot.
beautiful
There's
spot.
DT
Look at
Fleming's
that.
right there, gang. Yeah, DT Fleming's. You're right
Hmm.
on that ridge
So,
there. So you've
should we
got
bring them
some
through your morning
coolness.
routine, Johnny? Driving down
Yeah.
here, park the truck,
Wintertime, though.
looking
Wintertime.
out here,
Yep.
eyes
Well,
on it.
so, dude, I've actually transitioned. So I've figured out now how I can go down through the Ritz Carlton on the golf cart and just go straight down to
Ooh,
DT's.
ooh. Even better. Golf cart life.
Yes,
It's amazing on Maui.
Kapalua though, man, it is just gorgeous, isn't it?
The vibe.
Yep,
The
Alaolu,
vibe.
man, this one's been here for a minute, so it's a Unit C. It's interesting. So this particular lot, maybe R3 zoning to where you could have multiple structures. You are capped here, 840 square feet. Because you have a shared water meter, you're allotted 7.5 fixtures. So figure that out. That's my kitchen sink. That's my bath sink. That's my toilet. That's my shower. What else can I have? You got what? Three more, three more things.
Three more things.
That's the scoop right there. Nobody wanted it 409, 349. I mean, dude, this is tiny house action, but financing land's funky, man. Usually got to have cash.
It's a lot of dough just to throw a
And so,
tiny house on.
I get local people that approach me that just don't have a ton of money, but in their heads, it's like, so I'll buy the land and I'll build a tiny home and I'll be all in for less than 500, but you still need capital to make it happen.
You still do. And a lot of capital. I mean, 500 is still a lot of capital.
Sure is.
Banana.
Onana Street, man. That's a great first leading photo, man.
It
I
is.
gotta say that it does not show 2,088 square feet. Kind of almost feels like Pi'ilani Villages style a little bit, but man, once you start peeling back those photos, it's a gorgeous space. Keauakapu, it's right where you want to be. Nobody wants to pay this kind of money for it, though, apparently.
So let's show them real quick why it is, in some regard, the price that it is.
Yep,
Still a bit aspirational, if you ask me, but we'll just show them what's going on.
absolutely.
So this right here is Keauakapu.
Keauakapu.
So that proximity to Keauakapu and this neighborhood is what it's all about. But interesting fun fact, real quick, Johnny. This is
Mm-hmm. For sale?
like a workforce housing lottery.
That's because they have to do that because they want to do the big development off next to Maui Meadows, Danny.
Yeah. So this lucky people, bunch of agents got in on that, which is interesting.
Isn't
Uh,
that interesting, huh?
got in on that. So they'll be building brand new houses right there, starting soon, I think, from what I hear. So, I mean, talk about ideal location.
So
Talk
go
about
back
it
to
to
that map.
Bonner.
I'm sorry, Danny. Hit that map again real quick. I did want to speak to people how, we look at values if they're unaware. It's all
Yeah.
Kihei, guys. Kihei is the whole entire district. Kilohana Drive, though, is the local border between Kihei and Wailea. And so Wailea costs so much money that the neighborhoods that we're looking that are still Wailea-ish are the drop. When you don't want to spend 3 to 5 million for the Wailea, we drop you over to those neighborhoods there, give you a similar lifestyle for a little bit less. Anyway, that's how it's done.
There you go. And off to the side is Maui Meadows, this neighborhood.
All by itself. Its own district for the
Own
rebels.
district, all for the ripples. So, fun little exhibit there
It's
for you guys.
it's all these weird things that like, how we subscribe value where there is no value.
You like this complex, Johnny?
I do, man. I remember when they were 900. Pick one up, fixer
Oh,
upper,
little
high
shiplap going
sevens.
on.
Yep. It's a great, great neighborhood. It's always been residential only. You can walk to the Wailea Monkey Pod. I just always think it's had a vibe, man. It sits up on the hill there, gorgeous views, got a great pool, great workout facility. So yeah. And for me, one of the least expensive options for Wailea for residential living.
This one's sitting back a little bit. Nobody wanted it at
Yep.
1329 down 30,000 50 days. A
I mean, they're
little
sticking
interest
hard
in
to their
moving it.
price. I mean, we saw how much it cost to rehab, right? 90,000 for that little one bedroom. So they
Oh, this
dropped a whole
one's,
bunch of money into this guy here, and then that's why they can't drop the price.
yeah.
But guess who
They're
doesn't care what you spent on the place? The
nobody.
buyer. The buyer.
Nobody
Dude,
cares.
this gives me Lani Keha vibes. It's new
It does.
construction in Wailea Golf Estates. So this is the new portion of Wailea Golf Estates.
Hmm.
Um, 13,000 square foot lot, so a third of an acre, brand new construction, 6 milli. Seems probably market based for a brand new home like that. Probably pushing aspirational, quite frankly. But I get why
Yeah.
you want to go aspirational on this guy here.
There's
What was
nothing
it?
else quite
Five
like it.
hundred thousand dollars in furnishings that are coming with? Would that just say in the?
Let's
There
see,
you
yeah.
go.
Separate bill of sale for $500,000 in furnishings. Wow.
Included
I
in
want
the sale.
to see
So
that
I'm wondering.
itemized list.
So I'm wondering. I mean, did they buy this to flip it? What's the scoop here? We don't know. You typically don't get the story when you ask. Maybe just a developer, man, because it's all new development in there. So
Yeah.
that's action. Hit the history.
Um,
Does it show what they paid for the dirt?
real quick. Kind of interesting where they put the pool, eh? Like right here.
It is. It's kind of what they do at Lani Keha.
History. What do we got?
They even show us what they paid for the dirt. Oh man. So somebody paid 4.7 for this thing in 2022, but it was built in 2024. Make that make sense, Danny. Was that the lot? Or did they just build it closed in 2024 and now they want out?
That's what it looks like.
It sure is.
Oh, a couple years and they
Interesting.
make a milli off of it. Not so bad.
That's what you do over here, gang.
Maui for you. Not gonna
Yep.
have
So
talking
literally
trees.
that's all you're going to see in the pictures, Danny. I tried.
Trees. $670,000 trees and a power
It's a
pole.
lot. You're paying point 0.4. It's a 0.44 lot there in Makawao Avenue. It's kind of in a cool location. It's
But it
just
says it's a
outside of the town.
three bed, one bath house. Where
It's
is
a tear
this?
down, buddy. It's a
Where
tear
is
down,
it?
buddy. Do the aerial. Do the aerial.
But they're still selling it as single family.
Yep.
It's an interesting first picture.
Brand new, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,206. So this is unit A, and they decided to build a smaller home on unit A. It's already been CPR'd. So yeah, cute. If you just want a smaller house,
Simple and easy.
I swear I no, I haven't been in that one.
Little yard, little pool. You got your own little sanctuary, basically.
Send that to Aunt Marilyn today, buddy.
Nice little spot. Single level.
Yep. Okay. Hoalike Street, right there in the Ohukai, back in our old stomping grounds, Danny, by the KW off of Ohukai. Bro, off grid. They got the Tesla batteries and flexing.
Pushing the
Million two
Tesla stuff.
50.
Packing further
Packing for
moves.
their
That's why there's
moves.
no further pictures and not available for showings for 2 weeks.
But let's get it on the market
Let's get it
instead
on the
of
market.
having. That's amazing, huh? Like, are they going to build up some
What's the
vibes? I
rush?
don't really understand that process. I would have done it the
I
other way.
have I have no idea. Hey,
Would have
here's a
taken
great
the
opportunity,
opportunity.
but you can't see it for 2 weeks.
Yep. Aha Street. Oh, Danny, somebody coming out at,
Guns a blazing.
and why is it under a single family?
No idea. Here's the things we deal with, guys. Realtor stuff. This is someone enters this as a single family home. It is a condo.
That's
There are
Yellow.
ma
That's
there
yeah,
are maintenance
Parkside.
fees.
Yeah,
But
Parkside.
somehow we inputted the information wrong. So just one key nuance when you look at Zillow and online, a lot of realtors poo-poo on it. We're not here to poo-poo on it. It's a great resource. We use it sometimes to look at stuff too. The unfortunate part is the data is only as good as the data provided, and the data is being provided by realtors who don't always follow instructions or input the information properly. So you don't see maintenance fees in this. You don't see that it's in a condo.
Yep.
So it's just some things to be mindful of as you're looking online. Sometimes it seems too good to be true. Sometimes the information is a bit off. This is why.
Kathy's been doing business a long time. She must have a new transaction coordinator.
Someone's doing it for her.
Yep. Oh, that now we're used to this a little bit more.
Yeah,
545. There we go.
here we go. Coming down a little bit on this one. So updated
They
a little bit.
love they love those lights around there, man.
2 weeks down 20,000. Starting to show some interest. I think they're still too high. And
Yep.
another. So what's going on at EL Parkside, John? Like so many listings. I would imagine a lot of these are local. So where are they all going?
So the story, we'd have to look in the tax records. I'd have to have an understanding, are these actual occupants or are these investors that are now dumping what they
Okay.
had before?
Uh, this one looks like an owner occupied.
There you go.
Owner occupied. This one is tenant occupied, so this one might be an investor, but man, it just seems like a lot suddenly. I mean,
It really
there's a
does.
bunch of inventory.
And I don't know if it's because the fees have gone up and they can't afford it. I don't know where they're going to next, man.
Yeah, fees not
Like, where is the
terrible.
drop?
760 is not bad. Yeah, I don't know where you go from here. Nowhere else.
That's it, man.
Well, Kahului Akena, 1,500 a month on your fees. Harbor Lights, a
Yeah.
thousand.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Yeah, man.
I don't know.
People making moves. Oh, buddy. Is this Kelly? This is that same group.
Yep.
Yep.
FEMA lease.
So listing now, we've got to rent it out for 6,500 per month with FEMA. Dude, that is an absolute steal for a two-bedroom. I mean, for a hotel zone condo. Guys, the problem with Valley Isle, you can't get financing, active litigation. Also, it's part of the Kahana Bay restoration project, and you're going to have to do something with that carpet or make the rest of the well, it does match. Kind of flows.
Kind
Stuck
of
in a time
matches.
warp.
I feel
Stuck in
like
a
I'm in a
time
cheap
warp there.
hotel on the mainland.
This was all timeshare that now these guys are dumping. Same group. That's a
So if
steal.
they got the tax exemption because they got a
Yep.
long-term tenant in there, so that's a
Yep.
bonus.
So how's that a bonus, Danny? Tell them about it.
So your tax ramifications are reduced by 200,000, your assessed value, because you have a long-term lease for over a year, which is with FEMA in this case, and looks like it can be extended for another year. So 6,500 a month. You're getting, they were also paying HOA fees at some point, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
So that's covered too. So your 2,900 a month is at least partially covered, plus 6,500 a month. A little wonky,
Yep.
but two bedrooms.
And then real quick, just so people have an understanding how it works with your tax basis. So the advantage here would be somebody that's going to buy this with the intention to short-term vacation rent it. And the benefit that they'll get would be a short time one. It would only be for 6 months up to a year after that FEMA person moves out. But the tax basis that it closes on carries over for a period of time. And that can be a plus or a minus. In this case, it would be a plus because your taxes would be significantly less during that transition period than if they
Yep.
were doing the TVR. So that's an interesting nuance that we have to deal with over here. Sometimes it works against you. You're buying an actual house, a residence, but that person's been using it for their second home. So you end up paying the higher tax basis until Maui County finally gets around. In July is typically when they finally submit the paperwork to do the changes. Just takes a little bit of time. So just
Goes
again, one of
both
the
ways.
little nuances.
It's not immediate.
And Valley Isle actually has all that new commercial stuff that they put in underneath there for sale, which I found very interesting.
A
Okay,
little flipsy daisy.
1927 square feet for 1,000,004. Definitely looks like a flip, Danny.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
For
Where's
sure
it
a
at?
flip.
Hit
Where we
the
at?
map for me real quick. Eleu place.
Ooh.
Eleu.
Huh,
Okay. Waipuilani area. So still northish.
right there.
That's it. High school in the back. Oh,
Interesting
no.
neighborhood.
Yep. Alrighty. Okay. 5 days in, already. Ocean View Estates, price it right. I bet it went for a shade over.
Yeah,
The yard looks like a little beat up there, huh?
beat up, but
Cul-de-sac
I mean,
action though.
priced accordingly. Under $1 million
Absolutely.
for 2,000 square feet with some big ocean views.
Got the solar action. That's why,
Yeah,
bro.
just needs a little cleaning up, a little modernizing. It definitely looks like
That's it.
3,000 in there.
Yep.
Yeah, someone got a deal on that one.
Great price, man. Stuff averages in there, 1,000,003-ish, sure has. Another one here, Komohia with Kealani, original kind of section. Price it right, price to get offers.
One, 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 one,
36
one.
days in.
They
Boom.
did well.
They, they lost out on that other one for 975. Had to go for this one. And then look at this,
Beach
man. Still
Villas.
got still got luxury selling 6.195, 29 days in. Might have got a little price reduction. Go back to that squeeze of an ocean view, Danny. It just cracks me up. That is it, guys. That
There's your
is the
view
view.
right there.
And go to the next picture and show you how realtors market it. That, oh,
This one.
there it is. That's how we do it.
Big
Good
view.
times. That's
So
it.
interesting. I mean, this one up here, where is it? It's like here, is also listed for almost 13 million. So there you go in terms of
Wailea Beach
value
Villas, and what's
and
the other one?
influence.
What's the other one that's not vacation rentable?
Wailea Point.
Wailea Point. There it is.
Wailea Point. Yeah, so Beach Villa is more like a hotel, kind of like a Montage, but on the south side.
Kahi. This one right here is the one that kind of had me going. So, everything was averaging in the 740 range for Kahi for a while. And now this one's actually got a view, and they had to drop to 699 to get an offer. Now, they showed they wanted to sell it. It went in 95 days, but I just found that interesting, man. Gary's having a big day.
Wow, someone got a great deal on that.
Two
2,000 a
grand a
month.
month.
Oof. So there you go. It's interesting. You get some of these, I guess if they've owned it for a long, long time, then a tenant in there for 2,000 a month is no big deal. But
I
new
don't even
tenant,
see how that covers fees in the kind, bro. I trip out on that. 801 Mahina Beach.
look at how quick that moved.
Somebody loved that complex. They love the size of these, 859 instead of your typical, what, 5 to 700 square foot for one bedroom.
Yeah,
It's
beautiful
looking
view.
sweet in there, man.
Yeah, someone will
I
modernize it
just,
probably.
yeah, yep. Kuhuoi Street, Kahului, just looks like Granny and Grandpa's house, guys. 585 cash. Just write the
So
offer, John.
585. What did they do? Tear it down completely?
They're gonna rehab that guy. I wonder if at that particular age of house, if you could even tear it down or if it's historical.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Here we go. Classic. I mean, that's right where they should have priced this thing from the get at Haiku. I get it's a little bit newer style, still 2 bedrooms.
Well, how about the $4,000 discount for cash, Johnny?
Got to grind, Danny. We're in
Get
there
them for a
swinging.
couple. Get them
And they're
for a couple
swinging,
bucks.
man. That's it.
I
Just to
like
make
it.
them feel good. Just make me
Yep.
feel good, John. So this one, Danny, there is a 1 bedroom, 2 bath. Somebody just dropped to 499 today.
Mm,
A210, 1 bedroom, 2 bath in Holly Royale.
wow.
Somebody just picked this one up off market for 600. So maybe a tenant that was living there, somebody that just loved it. Love Holly Royale. Definitely has a vibe. That's the Scoopy there for the Hulahan today, gang.
There it is. Wednesday edition. We'll have a deal of the week for you tomorrow. Got to hear a little bit of Johnny's story today and why advocacy is so important in the real estate process, especially on Maui, especially for the clients that don't live here or buying from somewhere else in the country or the world, Johnny.
Totally.
Till next time.